Let's celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Free purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au.
Well, I'm completely full up now on CWA scones, and I've decided to pop via this lovely lady, Lauren, who has been responsible for all of that magnificent footage that you're seeing on your screens throughout all of our live streaming of the olden days here at the show. We've got footage from the 30s, from the 60s, we've got footage well and truly older than that, and it all comes from here. Where are we, Lauren?
We're at the Show Museum. I just want to introduce first to Leith, who's standing outside, well, sitting outside on his bike. Leith on the penny farthing, so you can spot the Show Museum from our new penny farthing. He was donated by Leith Jenkins, one of our show legends.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a wander on inside. It's a very, very cool little structure out here, and there are a lot of donated elements inside this museum. And boys and girls are allowed to come in here and have a wander through, aren't they?
Yes, please, we encourage it. So we're on the Explorer stop this year for the first time.
One of our Explorer, what's your name?
Sophia.
So you have to come here on your Explorer tour?
Yeah.
What did you like the most inside?
Like the wood chopping, like that thing was really cool.
All right, I want to go check it out. Come on, Lauren, let's go inside. Come on. Come on, boys and girls. All right. Well, where should we start, Lauren?
Let's start with the early history. So I'm not sure if you've heard, but the Royal Agricultural and Horticultural Society of South Australia, the organisers of this great event, the Royal Adelaide Show, 180 years old this year. We don't look that old. We look pretty good. So we were started in 1839 and we had our first show in 1840. That brings us to our 244th show this year.
Hold on, that maths isn't right, though.
No? So there used to be 2 shows a year.
Oh!
Yes, and I think we hold the world record for most shows. Because
more than some of the UK shows, for instance, the British shows?
Yeah, because we had the autumn show and the spring show.
Amazing.
Yeah, and there were a few years when we didn't have shows. I won't give you those fun facts. Wait till you come into the museum for that. Okay. But so we didn't start on the Wayville site either. We started in town. The first show was held out the front of an old pub on Grenfell Street, which doesn't exist anymore. There was a produce show, so they had cucumbers and turnips and mangel-wurzels.
Mangel-wurzels?
I think they're like a cross between, they're a beetroot, silver beet family. They look like to me they look like a giant white beetroot.
Not anymore. We don't have them, do we?
I know, bring them back. Bring back the mangel-wurzel. And so we had that in the first show in the old pub on Grenfell Street, and then we moved to Botanic Park. So to give you an idea here, we've got North Terrace down the bottom and Frome Road, and then the zoo. So I'm not sure if you remember the old entrance to the zoo, and here's Botanic Park. So we've got the exhibition grounds, and that's where we had our first show. And there's a picture up here of the first show. So underneath the gum trees, they had a big long marquee, a white tent, where they would hold their exhibitions of produce. And the first livestock show was actually where the new Royal Adelaide Hospital is, so opposite the Newmarket. And that's where they had the livestock show. So then, yeah, we moved to Botanic Park, and I love the old photos of the huge dresses and the top hats that people wore to the show back then.
We should bring that back, shouldn't we? Getting really dressed up for the ag show.
So everyone wear a hat is the theme, I think.
New rule for next year, see you all in a hat. What should we see next?
No hat, no play. So we didn't move to Wayville until 1925. And there's a beautiful shot here of the 1936. This is the crowd on Kingsway. And you can see the Savings Bank of SA. So that's Bank SA up there in the 1936.
Our presenting partner.
Yes, that's right. And it's just a beautiful building. And you can see where we are. Elders Building is right up in the corner. So, again, beautiful hats and outfits.
The showground's amazing because you've maintained so much of the heritage whilst innovating with solar panels and your big water tanks and your beehives.
Yeah, and there have been so many changes over the years. They had football matches here for West Adelaide, and there's always we've got the big day out, and the Beatles played in Centennial Hall. So yeah, it's continually evolving and changing and keeping up with the times and doing fun things.
300 events a year held here. It's quite extraordinary. Now, what are we looking at over here?
These are a whole bunch of different medallions, so of people awarded medals over the years. So there's been different ways that people have been awarded for their excellence in primary industry.
Absolutely magnificent.
Beautiful, aren't they?
Indeed.
Up here we have a little corner for the wine show, which is a huge event. And they had the first competition of wine in 1845. And if you think about, South Australia was settled in 1836. They had to, get the vines over, plant them, grow them, press them, bottle them. Like, that would have been a fresh drop in 1845. They only had 2 wines that were entered, a red one and a white one. The early days, and then we had a wine.
Haven't we come a long way?
Oh, yeah. But we started early, so we've been practicing. And the first wine show was held in 1871, and we still have our wine shows today. So, there's a long history of good wine in South Australia.
Now, if you haven't been to the Royal Adelaide Show before and you're thinking, I don't know if it's for me, trust me, it's for you. There is so much wine here. There's more wine here than at any other show I've ever seen in all of Australia, and I do a lot of travelling. There's a very proud viticulture story here to be told.
That's right. And also now I'm seeing a bit more of the gin and spirits as well. So, yeah.
Very trendy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got the old souvenirs and tickets. So there's actually a glass in there from 1906. These beautiful glasses here in jug are from 1910. So when you went to the show in 1910, you'd get a little souvenir, and that was a beautiful etched glass. Can you imagine? So it's very beautiful. You could also get an ashtray in the shape of Australia, or some lovely salad servers.
Oh, very nice. Now, as we make our way along here, we see what is a shockingly different entrance fee, also from the days where show bags were free. Times have changed.
Times have changed, and ladies were free. So, yeah.
I like that rule. Bring it back.
Yeah. Well, that was for the grandstand, so you had to pay to enter the grandstand. You had a gate fee, and then you had a grandstand.
It's actually cheaper now to go to the grandstand.
Yeah. Much cheaper. And just over here we have Russell, and he's handing out tickets. You can come and get your photo taken with him.
Nice to meet you, Russell. Thank you for allowing me my one adult entry. And you'll see this amazing footage here behind you. That plays throughout the show. But in fact, you've supplied us, and we are so grateful, by the way, on the live stream team and all of our live stream viewers at home, because you've given us a ton of this footage to use, and it's extraordinary.
Yeah, thank you. And we're working on, so we're redesigning the physical museum space, but also looking to have an online presence. So we'll be able to share our footage and our photos and our oral histories online as well. So stay tuned for that in the coming months.
Lauren, let's go have a look at some of the fun, cool carnival stuff. Now, by the way, if boys and girls wander in here, or mums and dads come in and they want to have a look around, will you give them... Oh, why not? Will they give you a bit of a tour and an explanation of what's in here?
Yeah, so we're open all year round, and make an appointment, and the fun is all year round. So you can visit the museum anytime, and we can talk about the show. And there are so many different aspects, aren't there?
It certainly is, including one of the old favourites, the wood shop. What are we looking at here?
That's an axe. There we go.
I mean, I know it's an axe.
So wood chopping started in 1905 in South Australia, and it's just I like the shoes down there, but we've got some really early photos of the guys doing wood chopping in their socks. So it's beautiful, and there's a long tradition of wood chopping being such a popular event for Royal Adelaide showgoers.
It's amazing. It is a huge event today, and I believe you were the first show in Australia to formally have the Jill competition. So the female competition back in 1991 was the first year, I think.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, I like that. Yes, I'm going to get it right. All right, now let's have a wander through the carnival area. How cool's this? An old Dodgem car.
So we've got the old Dodgem car, and I'd love for some more information about this. So I'm very new here. I've only been here since March. So if somebody wants to prove me wrong and bring in some more information or some historical artefacts or documents, then I welcome it. So we've got the Dodgem car, we've got the old Mad Mouse, and people just flock to that. I never went on it, but the sound put me off. It was like the clicker, and then ah!
Yeah.
And everyone tells about, how they were turning a corner and their guts went one way and their body went the other way. So everybody has a horrible story to tell about Mad Mouse.
I want to show you some of these, and boys and girls at home, I want to show you some of these amazing old show bags.
Yeah, so we've got a beautiful collection of old sample bags, they were called back in the day, when a lot of the time they were free or a very small cost, and we do have a lot of people that come in and say, oh, I remember the days when we didn't have to pay for anything. for the show bags. They come with the little tiny toys in there, or the sample bags where you're given a tiny container of tomato sauce or Marmite or soap or air freshener.
I think I like the show bags today a bit better.
So it's a beautiful collection here, and the fairies on a stick, so really evoking memories, and everybody comes in and it brings back memories for everyone, really, of all different sections.
Now, before we look at this magnificent Ferris wheel, don't show it off just yet, Emily. I want to come this way because we've got some beautiful old examples of the rich merino heritage here. We've also got just beautiful photos, beautiful trophies. What have we got in this section of the room?
So this is our livestock section, and Arnold is just talking to us at the moment. Arnold's our resident massive merino. You can come and have a selfie with him. So the early livestock shows, like I said, they were held on a different ground opposite the Newmarket Hotel, so where the Royal Adelaide Hospital is now. But we've got there's some beautiful old photos of the Grand Parade back in the day, and we've got our horse wall over here, so for people interested in horses, the Clydesdales and the horses in action, and an old man on his cart, so from 1903, so it's just beautiful. We have our sheep wall behind us with pictures of sheep, and then cattle, which I just love the old photos of these.
Beautiful, the pole shorthorns, the beef shorthorns, and the Hereford bull spark, just extraordinary. Let's go and have a look at the beautiful Ferris wheel here, which I believe was made by a student some years ago who was entering a competition here at the show. Sorry, we're just popping through your your little visit here of the museum. Isn't this gorgeous?
Yeah, the kids love these. They like counting the cabins. So this was made in 2011 by Marshall Turl, and it was part of a Royal Adelaide Show competition. So he entered a competition, and the society manager loved it so much that he bought it off the students so we could have it in our museum permanently. So it's just beautiful, and it really, celebrating 50 years of the Ferris wheel, it's a great piece to have in our museum.
Lauren, your enthusiasm for history is just infectious. I want to spend the rest of the day in here. I've got to go off to Hana shortly, which is a beautiful part of history as well. But not only are you guys focused on the heritage and maintaining all of the beautiful traditions that have been part of this, you're also looking to the future. You want people to leave you some feedback. Let's head over to the tree. What have we got going on over here?
So this is our fruity feedback tree.
I like that. That's punny.
You're pun again. Yay. It's too much. So the museum is undergoing a makeover at the moment. So I really welcome people to come in and tell us what you like about the museum, give us some feedback about what you'd like to see. Somebody yesterday wrote a virtual reality tour of the Mad Mouse. I don't know about that.
That'd be cool.
It would be really cool. So come in, have a look around and tell us what you'd like to see, because next year it will look completely different again.
Well, Lauren, we're going to leave you with all of your guests here. Thank you so much for your time today. Come out here, boys and girls, mums and dads. We are going to keep enjoying the showground. If you can make it out to the show here today, be with us. Otherwise, join us later on in the week. Otherwise, we will see you for our harness section of horses in action in just a few moments' time.
Let's celebrate the state.
The people.
The magic.
The memories.
The bright lights and high rides.
The sparkling eyes.
Over 2 full weekends.
The Royal Adelaide Show. The show of a lifetime. Free purchase tickets and save. theshow.com.au